Hi everyone, we're going to take some notes over 1K, which will be writing algebraic expressions and then evaluating them for a given variable. This is a great skill for problem solving, and it can be a little bit harder to understand than some of the other things that we've been doing lately. So I want to really zoom in on this lesson and pay close attention while we're taking notes. So here's our first example. Well, before I do that, let's go back up here for our steps. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify a variable in the situation that we're given, and we're going to define that. Just simply means write down what it stands for. And then we're going to determine the operation to be used for multiplying, dividing, adding, or subtracting. And then we're going to write an expression. And after we've written an expression, we're going to be given a situation where we'll evaluate that expression. So here's our first example. Ben has 4 more marbles than, this should be the word than here, Jack does. Write an expression for how many marbles Ben has. So the thing we don't know is how many marbles Jack has. So that'll be our variable. We'll call that M. We're identifying the variable. And defining it just means to tell what it stands for. So M is the number of marbles that Jack has. So Jack has M marbles. Now, we know that Jack has M marbles, but we know that Ben has 4 more. So when we're doing more, we're adding to, our operation then would be addition here. Now our expression then is that we're going to take 4 Ben's marbles, and we're going to add M, the number of marbles that Jack has, and then we'll know how many Ben has. So our expression is 4 plus M. So now our situation is if Jack has 10 marbles, how many marbles does Ben have? Well, if Jack has 10, that means we're going to take the variable out and substitute in 10, because M stands for the number of marbles that Jack has. And this tells us that Jack has 10 marbles. So we're going to take our expression 4 plus M. We'll substitute the 10 in for the M, because again, that's the number of marbles that Jack has. And this tells us that Jack has 10 marbles. And we'll add the 4 more that Ben has, and then we have that Ben has 14 marbles altogether. So again, just a really good problem solving strategy. Let's practice a few more here. All right, so on the inside here, Alia gained $5 from her mom for allowance and earned $10 babysitting. She then went to the store and spent X dollars on a couple of pops. Write an expression for the amount of money Alia has left. So we see here the X, and we see that the X is the money that she spent on the pop. So we're defining our variable. X is the amount spent on pop. Okay. So we're going to be subtracting, if she spent the money, she's going to subtract that from the amount that she's earned. Well, we see here that what she gained was $5 and $10. She gained $5 from her mom, she gained $10 for babysitting, so that's 15. And then we'll subtract the amount that she spends, and we'll know how much she has left. So here this situation tells us that Alia spent $8 at the store. So we're going to take the 15 and substitute in for our X the amount that she spent on the pop, because it tells us here that she spent $8, and we know that X is the amount spent. So 15 minus our 8, substituting in the 8. 15 minus 8 then is 7, so Alia has $7 left. All right, let's look at our next situation. Jonah got a job at Zesto's making $8 per week. Boy, anytime you see that per, you know that you're going to be doing multiplication or division. Jonah got a job at Zesto's making $8 per week. He worked 8 hours this week. Write an expression for how much Jonah earned this week. Well, first thing we have to do is find the variable and define it. So it tells us that he earned $8, so per hour. That H then is the number of dollars that he earned per hour. So H is number of dollars earned each hour. or we could just simply say amount of money earned each hour. All right, well, we'll be multiplying because we're going to take the number of dollars that he earned each hour, and we're going to multiply that times the number of hours he worked. So for every hour that he works, he gets some H dollars. So we would take 8 and multiply it by H, the number of dollars that he'll make. He worked 8 hours, and he got H dollars every hour that he worked. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 until we've gotten to the number of hours that he worked. All right, well, it tells us here that Jonah made $9 per hour. So how much money did he make this week? Well, we know that he worked 8 hours, and that H is the number of dollars earned. And here it says that he made $9 per hour. So we're going to take 8 times 9, and we'll see that he made $72 this week. All right, let's look at example number 3 here. Nevaeh and Lila want to attend a local amusement park this weekend. It costs $10 to get into the amusement park and $3 per ride. If the girls plan to go on Y rides, write an expression for how much it will cost them for one person. So what does the Y stand for? It's the number of rides. All right. So defining our variable, Y equals number of rides. Okay. So that's going to be a multiplication problem. Now I have to remember something here though. We have to spend $10 to get in, so there's our $10, and then we're going to add the $3 times the number of rides. So this is kind of a two-step problem. We're going to be multiplying, then we'll be adding for how much it's going to cost them, the total cost. So you have to be careful here, because we have to spend our $10 just to get in, and then for each ride we want to ride, we're going to have to spend $3. So again, our Y is the number of rides. First we'll multiply 3 times the number of rides we take, and then we'll add in our $10 that we had to pay to get into the park. Here it tells us then that they ride 7 rides. So we're going to substitute 7 in for our Y because that's the number of rides. So we'll take our expression 10 plus 3 times Y, and we'll do 10 times plus 3 times 7. 3 times 7 then gives us 21, and then we add in our $10 that it cost us to get in, and we have $31. So each girl had to spend $31 for their day at the park. All right. Javier is having a birthday party and needs to put his friends into 2 groups. Whenever you see groups, put into groups, we're going to think division there, okay? To play a game. If M friends attend his party, write an expression for how many friends will be in each group. So here's the M, and that's the friends that attend his party. So M is our variable, and that's the number of friends attending. Step 2, what is our operation? Well, we're putting people into groups. Whenever we're going to divide people into groups, that'll be a division problem. So we're going to take the number of friends, and we're going to divide them into 2 groups. Now be careful, think about this for a minute, okay? It's the number of friends that we want to divide into 2 groups. We don't want to divide the number of friends into 2. We want the friends divided by 2. We're going to take all the friends, divide them by 2 to see how many are in each group. Okay? So if Javier has 14 friends who attend the party, how many friends will be in each group? Well, we'll take our M divided by 2, and we know that M is the number of friends attending, and this tells us that 14 friends attend. So we'll take our 14, we'll divide it by 2, and we see that 7 people or 7 friends will be in each group. All right, last example here. How about if you try this one on your own and then tune into the next video and see how that went for you.